So good day everyone, and also to Dr. Kwa. My name is Wei Jie. So this is a video for CIB1001 management, and the topic for today's video is planning and goal setting. We are from tutorial 3 group 1, and here is the list of our group members. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the questions of today's topic, and then we are going to move on to the summary of our case application, and finally some discussion on the case application. So now let us start with our first question, which is why our formal plans are generated. So the first point for the question is coordinated effort. So what does planning does? It gives direction to the managers and also non-managerial employees. So individual efforts are coordinated to meet the organizational goals. So with the help of planning, those individuals can understand where the organization is going and also what they must contribute to reach their goals. So with the help of planning, their actions and also activities will be coordinated, and of course fostering teamwork and cooperation in an organization. So finally, with the help of planning, it also undeniable fact that employees will not work against each other, and of course increase the work efficiency. So my second point is about reduce uncertainty. So when we talk about planning, is of course we are going to focus in the future, and of course future is full of uncertainty. So with the help of planning, it forces managers to look forward, to anticipate the changes that might come, and also the impact of those changes. So in the planning process, the managers will need to take appropriate steps to tackle those changes. So in the process of planning, they will develop different plans for different scenarios. And in that process, they will also clarify each consequence and effect of the actions planned. So when there is changes came, they will choose an option, follow the planning that is planned by priorly, and it helps them to ensure the stability and smoothness in an organization. So it is of course that accidents or mishappenings is not avoidable, but with the help of planning, it increases the chance of managers to solve the issues or even minimize the effect of those changes to the organization. So my third point is reduce overlapping and wasteful activities. So actually this point is a little bit related to our first point, because in the planning process, it is of course we are going to have a coordination of departments and also individuals. So what does planning does is it will focus on the activities of the departments. We will list out all activities of their department or the individuals. It helps them to detect inefficiency easily. So in that process, they will check for anything that is overlapping, that is wasteful, or something is useless, and they will eliminate them or even reorganize those activities. And with the help of planning, it helps them to ensure clarity in thoughts and actions, and it also helps them to carry out their work very smoothly without any confusion and misunderstanding across departments or even across individuals. So my fourth point is goals and standard. So actually planning has a sole reason for facilitated control. So planning also involves the setting of goals, and these predetermined goals are accomplished with the help of managerial functions like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So what does planning does is it also develops standards against which actual performance is measured. So with the help of standards, deviations in the performance of individuals or even departments can be identified, and corrective measures can be taken to overcome that issues. So besides that, such deviation also can become the basis of effective planning for the future. And as a conclusion, planning provides the basis to bring the desired output under controlling function, and result of controlling function provides guidelines for effective planning. And that's all for me, and I'll now pass my stage to the other presenter.
Good morning, doctors and my fellow classmates. My name is Yong Zheng, and today I'm going to discuss about the beneficial of planning. So, what is planning? Planning is considered a basic function of management. It begins with goals. Goals are derived from the vision and mission statements, but these statements describe what the organizations want to achieve and not necessarily what it can achieve. It is deciding on the organization's objectives or goals and getting them done by establishing an overall strategy. The strategy then helps to achieve those goals and develop a comprehensive hierarchy of plans to integrate and coordinate activities. The first advantages of planning is planning facilitates management by objectives. Planning begins with determination of objectives. It highlights the purpose for which various activities are to be undertaken. In fact, it makes objectives more clear and specific. Therefore, it helps in focusing the attention of employees on the objectives or goals of enterprise, so each of them knows how they can contribute individually or as a group. Without planning, an organization has no guide. Planning compels managers to prepare a blueprint of the courses of action to be followed for accomplishment of objectives. Therefore, planning brings order and rationality into the organizations. Secondly, planning minimizes uncertainties. Business is full of variability. There are various types of risks due to uncertainties. Planning helps in reducing uncertainties of future as it involves anticipation of future events. Although future cannot be predicted with totally accurate, but planning helps management to anticipate future and prepare for risk by necessary provisions to meet unexpected turns of events. Therefore, with the help of planning, uncertainties can be forecasted, which help in preparing standbys. As a result, uncertainties are minimized to a great extent. Thirdly, planning helps in achieving economies of scales. Effective planning secures economy of scales since it leads to orderly allocation of resources to various operations. It also facilitates optimum utilizations of resources, which brings economies in operations. It also avoids wastage of resources by selecting most appropriate use that will contribute to the objective of enterprise. For example, raw material can be purchased in bulk, and transportation costs can be minimized. At the same time, it ensures regular supply for the production department that is overall efficiency. Lastly, planning facilitates contouring. Planning facilitates existence of certain planned goals and standard of performance. In fact, planning and contouring are the two sides of a same coin. If planning is root, contouring is the fruit as it provides basis of contouring. Planning provides predetermined goals which to be compared with actual performance. Thus, we cannot think of an effective system of contouring without existence of well-thought-out plans. So that's all for my presentations. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Foo Hui Wen. Let's discuss question 3. Describe the detailed 6-step strategic management process. Here is a flow graph that consists of 6-step strategic management process. Firstly, identifying the organization's current missions, goals, and strategies. There is a step where identify what one business do. By doing so, manager can have a basis of assessing whether they need to be changed. For instance, the missions of Nestle company is good food, good life by providing consumers with the best tasting, most nutritious choices in a wide range of food and beverage categories. Secondly is the SWOT analysis, which is conducted externally and internally, which S stands for strengths, W stands for weakness, O for opportunities, and T for threats. Analyzing environment is a critical step in the strategic management process. Managers should examine all components of the environment to see the trends and change. With that, managers need to pinpoint opportunities that can exploit and threats that have to withstand. For Nestle company, some new opportunities to explore, which is online shopping, and the trends upcoming, which might be the rising competitions of newcomers all around the world. Thirdly, which is internally analysis, which provides important information about an organization's specific resources and capabilities. Resources are its assets that it uses to develop, manufacture products to its own customers. Capabilities are the skills and abilities needed to do the work, activities in its business. The major value-creating capabilities of the organizations are known as its core competencies. Both resources and core competencies determine the organization's competitive weapons. After completing the analysis, managers should be able to identify organizational strengths and weaknesses. So for example, for Nestle company, its strength is one of the largest food company, but weaknesses which is increases of the price of its resource. The following step is formulating strategies. As managers formulate strategies, they should consider the realities of the external environment and their available resources and capabilities, thus design strategies that will help an organization achieve its goals. There are three main types of strategies: corporate, business, and functional. So, just for example, for Nestle company, they will come up with localized product, just like an example for Durian taste of ice cream. Fifth one, implementing strategies. Once strategies are formulated, these must be implemented. No matter how effectively an organization has planned its strategies, performance will suffer if the strategies aren't implemented properly. The last step is evaluating results. How effective strategies have been helped the organizations to reach its goals? Is adjustment needed in order to ensure the sustainability of the new strategies? So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Hui Wen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Richard. So for now, I will proceed with question 4, which is how would SWOT analysis strengthen the strategic management process externally and internally? A SWOT analysis tool is one of the most effective business and decision-making tools. SWOT analysis can help you identify the internal and external factor that affects your business. So basically, a SWOT analysis helps you to build on strengths S, minimize weakness W, seize opportunities O, and counteract threats T. That's what forms the word SWOT analysis. Okay, so back to the question. Externally, SWOT analysis tool can strengthen business process by firstly identifying new opportunities. So SWOT analysis can help identify new market opportunities and potential partnerships that can strengthen the company's position in the market. So this can help the company diversify its portfolio and reduce its reliance on any one market or product. So secondly, assessing external threats. So SWOT analysis also can help identify external threats such as new competitors, changing market conditions, or technological disruptions that may impact the company's business. This information can help the company anticipate and prepare for these potential threats and take proactive steps to mitigate their impact. And lastly, for the external part, SWOT analysis also can strengthen business process by enhancing stakeholder relationships. So SWOT analysis can also help a company identify its strength and weakness in relation to its stakeholders, such as customers, suppliers, and regulators. So by understanding the needs and expectations of these stakeholders, the company can take steps to improve its relationships with them and build trust and loyalty. So this can help the company secure valuable resources and partnerships and improve its overall reputation in the market. So meanwhile, internally, SWOT analysis tool also can strengthen business process by identify and leverage strengths. So SWOT analysis can help identify the company's internal strengths, such as its skilled workforce, advanced technology, or strong brand reputation. So by leveraging these strengths, the company can better position itself in the market and achieve its strategic objectives. So secondly, SWOT analytic tools also can strengthen the business process internally by address weaknesses. So SWOT analysis can also highlight the company's internal weaknesses, such as a lack of resources or a weak supply chain. So by identifying these weaknesses, the company can take steps to address them and improve its overall competitiveness. Thirdly, identifying and address threats. So SWOT analysis can help identify external threats that may impact the company, such as new competitors or changes in the regulatory environment. So by understanding these threats, the company can actually develop strategies to mitigate the impact and protect its position in the market. Alright, so lastly, SWOT analytic tools also can strengthen business process internally by take advantage of opportunities. So SWOT analytics can also identify external opportunities, as I mentioned before, that the company can pursue, such as new markets or partnerships. So by identifying these opportunities, the company actually can develop strategies to capitalize on them and drive growth. So that's all from me. I'll pass the next question to the next presenter, which is Min Jie.
Hi doctor and everyone, I'm Lim Shi Han. So right now I'm going to discuss question 5, which is organization that fail to plan are planning to fail. Agree or disagree? Explain your position. Personally, I'm agreeing with this statement. So let's talk about what is planning first. Planning is defining goals, establishing strategy, developing plans, coordinate activities. So, which means providing a goal or direction about what the organization does and what and why it needs to be achieved so that the organization as a whole knows exactly what they are required to do. Therefore, when they know the strategy of the company, they can work together with other staff to accomplish the goals that have been set. When a plan is updated from time to time, the staff can easily refer to the master plan and remind themselves what each of them are required to do. It will directly increase the efficiency and effectiveness of the staff.
Next, I'm going to present 3 reasons that why the company failed in planning. So the first one is, plans are based on insufficient data. Often and particularly in the software development realm, where agile processes have been implemented. Variable project data is scarce at the initial planning stage. Without a proper tool in place to help teams flexibly modify plans as a project evolves, and more information becomes available. This often encourages plans that are too high level or overly broad. If plans are based on wrong assumptions due to insufficient or misunderstood data, they drive the project towards disaster from the outset, particularly if there is no plan B in place and no means with which to easily modify the plan before the project slides out of the control. The second one is staffing requirements are not fully understood. Resource planning is a crucial part of the project planning process, and if not carefully implemented, incorrect assumptions and estimates made regarding human resource requirement, including the number, role, skill, and timing perspective, can impact project timeframe and overall bottom line cost. After all, plans depend on the resources who deliver them. Data and information is crucial both at the planning stage and throughout the project process to monitor availability and project status and to make any necessary course correction. The third one is project scope is flexible to changes. Experience tells us that simply because a plan has been implemented and everyone has agreed to it, it doesn't mean that all will go as expected. It is never a good thing when the scope of a project changes, but it can usually be avoided through proper planning. But being adaptable and having a plan B in case it does happen along the way is imperative to help attain the overall project goal and increase the effectiveness and efficiency of the manager when making decisions.
Hi, my name is Kah Hui, and now I'll be discussing the 10-point summary for the case study with the title of Primark's takes on Alexander McQueen. The first point that I would like to discuss is Primark is a clothing retailer which offer a wide range of products, and it competes with Burberry and Alexander McQueen. And the second point is Primark extended its clothing retailer in different countries, such as Spain, Netherlands, Portugal, Germany, Belgium, Austria, France, and United States. And the third point is in the world, Primark owns around 287 stores with nearly 11 million square feet of retail space and more than 54,000 of employees. And the next point is Primark's growth is due to their extensive planning and goal setting. And the fifth point is the employee is being encouraged to have their own personal goals, and training programs are offered for their employees too. Okay, so now let's move on to the next slide. The sixth point will be Primark's offer best salary for their employees, but employee must give their best to their customer to make sure they are satisfied with their service. And the seventh point will be Primark believe that without setting up an e-commerce site, their company could also make perfect sense. And the eighth point will be Primark does not advertise their company as they relies more on public relation, word of mouth, and strategic positioning of key store. And the number 9 point is Primark supports local charitable organization and community projects, and they are also part of the member of ethical trading initiative. And the last point is Primark continuously improve their labor standards across its supply chain in China by increasing the wages, delivering the productivity benefits, and creating long-term and lasting improvements since 2014. So that's all for the 10-point summary. And now I will pass to the next person. Thank you.
Hi Dr. Kwa and our fellow students. So today we are going to present case application 1. So our topic is Primark's takes on Burberry and Alexander McQueen. So question 1. Discuss Primark's decision to bypass e-commerce. In my opinion, I think Primark would pass e-commerce. There are a lot of reasons that I think that Primark would pass e-commerce. So the main 3 reasons is I think that Primark is not profitable if they work on e-commerce, and the fashion trend is changing rapidly. The third point is I think Primark will invest more in their physical store compared to e-commerce. So my first point, Primark is not profitable if they work on e-commerce. So this is because the selling price for the product in Primark is very low. So they are unable to provide free delivery service because their profit is low and the selling price is also low. So the cost of delivering product would be in many cases be as expensive as the goods themselves. So customer may have to pay the delivering fee themselves, but the delivery fee may same as the product they buy. So that's why they will become not worth of the value when they brought their shirts or items from Primark. So my second point is fashion trends change rapidly. So we know that Primark is a store which sold fashion stuff, fashion product, and of fashion items. So clothes can quickly go out of fashion that they will create problem with customer while returning their online orders for some weeks later. So some customer who buy online without physical store nearby face returning order issues. So for example, if a customer brought wrong size or wrong item from online store, there would be a big problem when they need to returning their order. They have to post the item back to the physical store, and the physical store have to repost the item to the customer. So there will be a lot of additional charge for both customers and Primark stores. Thirdly, Primark can open newer and bigger stores rather than invest in an e-commerce, while other companies improving e-commerce. This means that Primark doesn't necessarily need to be in a hurry to open up an e-commerce site because it still has a lot of room for growth offline. So, conclude my 3 points above from the slide above. I think that Primark will decide to bypass e-commerce is a correct choices. However, there will come a point when Primark will need to have e-commerce because its customers need, and they will ask Primark to open online shopping stores.
Hi, I'm Darian, and the question that I would like to discuss is question 2, which is differentiate Primark's marketing from that of other retailers. To start off, the marketing strategy of Primark is to provide people who would like to keep up to date with fashion by giving them the chance to buy a high fashion at a much reduced price. So for your information, Primark is fast becoming more than just a fashion retailer. Its largest store in Birmingham is fast becoming a tourist destination too. And it is a store that successfully convinces people to ignore the digital shopping experience and visit physically a brick and mortar store, which makes them an achievement in this modern age. Okay, what makes Primark so different than the other retailers is it is actually a store that without digital shopping experience. So Primark noticed that consumers favoring the ease of online shopping and next day delivery, which is widely used by other retailers nowadays in this modern age. And to combat with this, they offer a customer experience which could not be replicated by their online competitors. Primark has invested heavily in an in-store approach too, like basically just to make the consumers enter their shop worth it. And this strategy centers around the customer experience marketing and offering a tangible asset, which competitors are unable to imitate. At the same time, they offer a great range of new styles and fashion items in their store, which enables to create savings for their customers by buying their products in bulk, pushing their consumer experience to the next level. Next, Primark is also one of the few retailers that do not have an online presence. They believe that they doesn't need an e-commerce site. Primark doesn't want to spend high amount of budget for advertising their product, so minimum money will be spent in promotion department. Instead, they rely on public relations, word of mouth, and the strategic positioning of key stores. Therefore, they were able to achieve success by offering their customers cheap products without compromising the quality of their products, which makes an outstanding strength of them. Unlike Primark, other fashion chains may spend a huge amount of money to promote their products. Then, Primark also highlights their ethical marketing. They concern about their labor standards. At the time, consumers care about morality and reliably acts on the products. Consumers encourage innovative products and companies while discouraging or maybe boycotts others that ignore the social and environmental consequences of their actions. The first impression of fast fashion industry to public might be low standards of labor, or maybe exploiting the human rights of the unskilled labor. Even though Primark is one of the fast fashion industry, they do emphasize the quality of labor standard. To give an example, Primark continuously improved their labor standards across its supply chain in China by increasing wages of the workers, delivering productivity benefits, and creating long-term and lasting improvement. And also, Primark respects and protects the rights of their workers. What makes this more supportive is they also one of the member of Ethical Trading Initiative, which is ETI. For information, ETI is an NGO that promotes respect for workers' rights around the globe. In short, Primark is using ethical marketing that highlights their company's value as a promotional strategy. So these are my points to support why Primark is much different than the other retailers. Thank you.
Hi Dr. Kwa and my fellow students. I'm Jordan and now I'm going to discuss the question 3. Provide examples for the fast fashion chains in your country and how would they cope with competition from an expanding retailer like Primark. First of all, let me introduce the brand that I take as an example, which is Qualesa. Qualesa was founded by Arif Faisal and it started as a small seed of an idea with a big ambition and an even bigger purpose. The brand has evolved from a simple set of values to a producer of great-looking and super comfortable bamboo apparel that is challenging fast fashion. As I mentioned before, in my country, one of the popular fashion chain is Qualesa, which might be the new kid on the block but is already setting the bar high in challenging fast fashion. Clothes of this company are producing more luxurious clothes and price is higher than the other brands. This is because it provides access to apparel that is better for the people and the planet, empowering consumers to buy quality over quantity. Qualesa's products, made from bamboo loisial, allow their customers to feel good, look good, and do good for our planet too. To answer the question, how would they cope with the competition from an expanding retailer like Primark? I would like to take the brand Mango as another expanding retailer. It is quite hard to compare with a brand like Mango because the conception of both fashion retail chains is different but popular among consumers. Qualesa's main goal is to create stylish, sustainable, and comfortable bamboo clothing. It is popular on public relations and word mouth, where Mango has e-commerce and advertising with celebrities as well. Difference between the both company is that Mango spends too much money in advertising while Qualesa provides fast fashion retailing and the ability to generate quick turnover of merchandise in the stores. New fashion designs are shipped at a rapid rate. There are few basics and reorders are rare. The customer knows that she should buy an item she likes when she sees it. That's all from me.
Thank you, Jordan, for passing the stage for me. And for my question 4, my question is what types of planning and goal setting are described in this case, which is the Primark's case, and how will it help Primark's future operations and expansions?
Formal planning is the type of planning described in this case. Formal planning is a systematic procedure used to define specific goals in order to be made in a specific time period. For formal planning, where it reinforces and leads to success, although it may also lead to failure sometimes, but company can learn from mistakes which are caused by uncertainties.
From this case study, Primark's formal planning is always seeking for highest quality employees who are interested in retail careers by offering high salary benefits. Primark also encourages their employees to carry out their own or company's purpose and to make use of training programs too. And this will make the employees more independent and strong while facing any uncertainties or difficult tasks. It will help Primark's future operation expansion very well because they believe that employees are the most important asset of a company. So as a result, great employees will be the result and they will carry and bear the responsibilities to make the company go to the peak of modern in their own industry.
Besides, Primark also plans to offer fast fashion products at the lowest possible price. So how they maintain the low price strategy? This is their most important advantage as compared to other competitors like Burberry. So according to Primark, they do a few things to keep their price as low as possible. The first, sell a lot of items. They create savings by buying in bulks, which means that they buy a lot in once for all of stores worldwide. And the second one will be they do very little advertising. For information, the Primark doesn't have online presence stores, which means that they don't involve themselves in online shopping platform. And the reason is that the company believes that they don't need it. But recently, they get themselves involved into it again with click and collect item sales. So the third one will be they ask their suppliers to pack products directly so that they are ready to go straight onto the shelf. So it will help them to reduce their cost effectively. Next, I would like to talk about goal setting of Primark. The type of goal setting Primark always use is their strategy goals. As I mentioned earlier, they always focus on their ability to create the lowest price as possible for their fast fashion trend products because it's their huge advantage as compared to other competitors. For their goal setting, they involve 3 categories. The first one is people, the second one is product, and the third one is planet. They always care about these 3 categories because for people category, they are developing programs to improve the lives of women working in their tier 1 supply chains. And for product, for example, 27 of their cartons in their clothes is recycled organic materials or the materials that are sourced from their sustainable cotton programs. And for planet, they reduce a lot of GHG annually. They also train lots of farmers in their sustainable cotton program too.
Besides, goal setting of Primark focus on strong organization skills by management too. They offer management training program, which I mentioned earlier too, with key aiming on graduates, which is the freshies who are new to the retail industry, on their buying ability, because Primark want to find the sources for their company worldwide with the price as low as possible for their consumers or customers. Their goals also include the increasing wages, delivering product delivery benefits, and creating long-term and lasting improvement. So Primark has over 70,000 employees, and it should be provide a wage that enables people to live, not just survive. And for delivering productivity that benefits, as I mentioned earlier, they enable the click and collect service so that it will create the convenience for their consumers. To conclude, formal planning and goal setting are so important for Primark to consolidate the Primark position as a leader in their industry. So their formal planning and goal setting is a model for every retailer to learn and apply on their own company. And that's all for our group presentation. Thank you so much.